Hi there, my name is Cara. I'm going to be offering a 4-part meditation series through Second Story Movement Pilates and Yoga Studio in Jackson Heights, Queens, though the offering will be virtual, on Sundays throughout March at 11:15 a.m. Classes will be 75 minutes long and we'll be exploring a variety of meditation techniques. So in the meantime, before the class begins, I wanted to make a little offering of the kind of meditation that we might be exploring together in class, just to give you a little taste. And the meditation we're going to be exploring is going to enliven all 3 lobes of our lungs. So we're going to be embodying a 3-dimensional breath that brings oxygen to the upper, middle, and lower lobes of our lungs. To get started, find a comfortable seat. You can sit on the floor, on a stool or a chair. Just try to find a seat where the surface is a little bit hard so that you can feel the bottom of your pelvis. You can get the feedback of whether or not the base of your spine is being supported. Soften your focus and bring your attention to your breath. Notice the quality of your breath. Keeping your focus soft and your attention internal, take your hands, face them towards you, and rest them, draping them over your trapezius muscles. Just have them rest here. And if you like, you can close your eyes for a moment and see if you can sense your breath underneath your fingertips. The very tops are all the way up here, snuggled underneath your trapezius tissue. They protrude past the collarbone, past the shoulder blades, and allowing an infill of oxygen to inflate this topmost parts of your lungs can provide an enormous support, structural support to your neck. See if you can sense these upper lobes of the lungs inflating like tiny balloons. And relaxing as you exhale. There needn't be any extra effort. Just be here riding the wave of your normal breath and noticing the breath in the upper lobes of the lungs. Now remove your hands. You can softly flutter your eyes open with a soft focus if you'd like to see what I'm doing. And you're going to take your hands and you're going to wrap them around the sides of your rib cage, just underneath your pectorals, just underneath your chest. And you can give a slightly upward snuggle. You're going to rest and you can relax your arms. You're going to rest your hands here. You can close your eyes again and bring your attention back to your breath. So you bring your attention to the middle lobes of the lungs. And here we have our hands on the lateral aspects. You might notice the way the lungs expand side to side as you inhale. And release back to center as you exhale, coming closer to one another. As you inhale, they expand out into space. And as you exhale, gently, almost magnetically, they return back towards each other. Again, no unnecessary effort. Just noticing the sideward expansion of the lungs as you breathe in and out. And then we'll loosen our fingertips. You can soften you can softly open your eyes to see where we're going to put our hands next. And we're just going to take our hands and rest them at the lower part of our rib cage and our back. So you can rest the tops of your hands here. Just snuggling them in to the lower lobes of the lungs. The right one is a little bit higher, and there's not technically a lower lobe on the right lung because the liver occupies that space, but it can feel really supportive and good to treat them symmetrically just for the sake of this exercise and to breathe deeply on both sides. So just resting the tops of our hands, snuggling them into the lowest lobes of our lungs. Can softly close your eyes again, bringing your attention back to your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And noticing the way this lowest lung tissue expands and condenses, riding the wave of your breath. If you're having trouble feeling your lung tissue expanding and condensing in the lowest lung lobes, you can gently arch forward a little bit, gently curving the lower thoracic part of your spine, right, which would press those lung lobes into the tops of your hands a little bit more, and just see if you can feel a little more movement there. If you're seated on the floor, you could also do this in a crouch position. And if you have gently arched forward, see if you can stack your vertebrae back up to vertical, and continue tuning in to the breath movement the breath moving in the lowest lobes of your lungs. Take one more deep breath in and exhale, letting out all of the air. You can release your hands, softly flutter your eyes open, shake your arms out. And we'll just take our hands just to finish up and just softly stroke over the front of the upper lobes, the middle lobes, the side, the lower lobes. Just connecting the whole lung on one side of your body. Good. And then rest your hands on your thighs and spend a few moments breathing, feeling that whole lung connected top to bottom. Breathing three-dimensionally, up and down, front and back, side to side, without any tension, just the movement of the breath. And feeling the support, the structural support that lung lends to the whole side of your body when it's aware of itself and all of its dimensions. Good, and then let's make sure we even out and do that on the other side. So just taking your hands, doing some gentle stroking, just connecting through touch with the upper lobe of the lung. And the middle, just bringing it into awareness of itself, middle nose, upper, and then lower lobe, front and back, side. Just bringing the whole thing into connectedness, knowing itself, and resting the hands. And allowing yourself to sense that other lung in all three dimensions as you breathe in. And exhale out. Breathing up and down, side to side, front and back. Full range of possibility. No one way it ought to be. And feeling the support of that lung, the structural support it lends to the rest of your body. A buoyant cushion that your bones, your muscles, your sinews, your connective fascia can rest on. Let's take 3 last rounds of breathing through the nostrils together, bringing awareness back to both lungs at once. And softly fluttering your eyes open if they've been closed. Just allow yourself to sense the way your lungs participate in the balancing act of posture, in you being upright, and how supportive this three-dimensionality of their airflow and oxygen propulsion is for you. Allowing the lungs to take up space, just knowing that they give your heart a little bit of room also to breathe inside of your ribs when they take up as much space as they can, as they want to, as feels good to you. So just to finish up, you'll find your way to 2 feet to standing. Just gently placing your feet underneath your hip sockets. And as you stand on both legs, soft focus again. Just reconnecting with your enlivened lungs. And seeing if you can extend your sense of your lungs all the way down both of your legs, as if the lungs and the legs are a connected stalk that is in relationship with the ground, like tree trunks that begin all the way from up here, running through your entire body down into the ground. Breathing as you stand, softening the knees, and letting the lungs move in 3 dimensions, helping you find what it is to be upright. Notice what this does for your head. What's your head's relationship to these long cylinders of connection to the earth? So give it a little freedom to just kind of float above this supportive foundation. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. That's going to be all for today's exploration, but I highly recommend that after you turn this video off, you take a gentle walk around your house or just outside of your house if you're able to, and just feel this relationship of lungs to legs as you're walking around, and feel it in the front of your body, the side of your body, the back of your body, and just see how it changes the way you relate to your environment and the way you feel yourself in your environment. I hope that's been enjoyable. I think it's a really lovely practice to do, especially these days when the simple act of going outside can sometimes be a little stressful. It can be a nice transitional practice to just sort of put an end, boundary on the experience that may have been stressful, and to just say, okay, I'm home now. I'm in my home space. Let me come back to a supported feeling in my body. That's all for now. I hope to see some of you on next Sunday, March 7th, for meditation class. Bye-bye.